What up, y'all? It's Wheat. What it do? Welcome back to the Wheat Field. Welcome to you if you new. Hi, welcome to you too. My name is La, and we are coming back for our second episode of the day. Yay. Yeah, anywho, we are doing this message. It is, I think, June the 19th, 2023. So this is our Juneteenth celebration. We just kind of talked through a little bit of that in our first episode. So go back and watch it. The ending of it might be a little bit off from the beginning because we had a little bit of interruption. The daughter left the key, so we had to go let her in, and we had to go do that and then come back. But anywho, off of that. What up, y'all? It's Wheat. What it do? Welcome back to the Wheat Field. Welcome to you. We are so excited for the day. We are excited for those who are looking to change their mindset, their POV, I say, or to support those who are going through an awakening. Yeah, that mindset, I know, blocking out any foes that will come against us, I say. Because they like to come in and try to get things all muddy and make it where it's not real clear. But we know y'all here. Anywho, we gonna do what we came to do, what we were called to do, which is bring these messages to you and support those who are going through their awakening and on their spiritual journey. We read tarot too, look at them tears to see what's coming, because all of us are affected by the bullshit, and it's just so much of it. I mean, like, in this day and age, it's like, I feel like as a seer, we see the same thing. We always talk about how the game ain't changed. It's just the players, and people be playing it. I'm just saying. Anywho, we got Guide to Loving. You want to put this down here? Yeah. We have the Tiny Buddha's Guide to Loving Yourself. So let's check it out and see what's got going on. Thank you to the source for being here with us. I acknowledge that our source, the Alpha and the Omega, yes, our mother and father energies, live within. They live within they do. They live and they breathe in us. And I acknowledge that, and I ask you to step forward, to come forward, to lead the message for us. Give the message that's not only going to be edifying for me, so that I may be spiritually perfected, I may be fed, needing to eat on every word that our source has said, Ashe. And that leads me into a couple of disclaimers, because if you knew, you might not know, and you might not want to stay, you might want to click off and go. Yeah, we are spiritual, not religious. We like to read world theology, and we read quite a bit of it. We like to look at nature. We like to look at biology, astrology, astronomy, metaphysics, physics, consciousness, all of it, so that we can see as many words as possible. The source made everything in creation by its intelligence, wisdom, aka the word. So we like to read all the words. We are filled with the breath of life, the Holy Spirit, the life force, the Holy Chi. It is with us. It is breath in G, the God body, right? And we can tap in. Like, we are fully tapped in. We offer all things up to the source that made us. We take no credit onto self, because it's definitely not us. It is the source that operates through us. Will speak to us and give us downloads real time. We scribe, we write, and we say what's written down. That's pretty much it. Words is words. So if it's shit, then it's shit, then that's what we call it. Pretty much. We not vulgar. We not profane. But depending on the message, I mean, you might hear a lot of them things. I'm just saying. Shit gets hot, and they get to flying. I mean, they do what they was made for. Okay? So you can hang on in there. You can rock with that. You can rock with your girl. Stick around. And if you vibe, subscribe. You know what I mean? If it's something you end up caring about it, by the end of it, share it out. Sharing is caring. Yes. And if you want to come back on the daily and get this spell, hit the noti bell. I warn you, depending on how the spirit is moving, we might do 2, 3, 4 of them. So it might be hitting you like ding, 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 ding. Just saying. But, when the spirit is speaking, We are obedient. We are surrendered. We are willing to be in service, a willing and surrendered vessel onto the source, our most high God, the eternal Lord of all of creation, the Lord of all hosts. Yes, that which loves us most, light on a voluntary escape. Yes, having an expedition, exploration, expedition. Yes, experience. Yes, and we offer all of it up. Everything that we've learned, everything that we've acquired, because again, it's not owned to us, it's for the source, right? So we offer it all up and we ask and prayerfully that we will receive acceptance. The source will accept us in all of our offerings. And what we wait for, we wait excitedly, joyfully, to receive what the source will give back onto thee. Because whatever we receive back is more than sufficient to meet the need. It is abundant. It is overflowing. And as we overflow, we feed our wheat. So that you too may be edified, my wheat. And you doing the same, you're going to overflow and we're going to meet. Meet where in the middle. We're going to unite and we're going to harmonize. And we're going to do this flow thing, sharing back and forth. Where you feed me, I feed you. That's the flow of giving and receiving. And we do that and everybody gonna eat. Because, I mean, we are yeah, we are creation. And we are whole. And we are complete. And there is nothing broken. And there's nothing missing. Nothing. So, again, you can rock with that, stick on in there. Sometimes it starts slow. That old school Crisco. You know what I mean? You got to get it out the can. Boop, put it in the pan. The Most High come in and put the heat on it, though. We do. It do. It get to cooking. We get to cooking. We don't ever know what we cooking. We don't. You know, it got to come together. Sometimes it be like a whole bunch of leftover ingredients. Some random shit that we get picked up. You know what I mean? Because you just see somebody with some random stuff. Like, why you got some mixed vegetables and some chicken and some old rice and a couple of eggs? And you be like, I'm making chicken fried rice. Right? We'll just see how it's going to come together. But whatever it is, it's going to be edifying and good for your soul, my wheat. Because I ain't going to feed you shit that I wouldn't eat. Ashe. 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 I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Ashe. Let's begin. Yes, let's get it. Sealed. Sealed in the inner sanctuary, in the holiest of holies, in the inner temple. That's what we serve at. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we are held safe right there in the middle. Yes, surrounded, kept from anything that will come against us on all sides. Yes. I'm so excited, y'all. I know, like, it's like, let's get into this, though. Like, because, I told y'all I saw that reading this morning. Y'all ain't see that. If you didn't see that other reading, go check it out. But I was doing one late last night and it was just so choppy, like AF. And I was like, what the heck is going on in this mess? And it was like family coming against one person and money was lost and folks then walked away and somebody trying to apologize and get folks to stay. And it's like, bruh, sis, if you could just, dig into self, the exaltation of your own soul, seek the kingdom of the Lord, the source that made you, all things will be added onto you. And you will have that which is good for you. But it felt like they was just trapped in the whole mess. And I'm like, I'm not even going to put this out. We're not even going to publish it. But I think we will. Because I just ran across another woman that read the same thing. I mean, like, I did it twice last night, a long one that was just feeling like, what the hell is this? I don't even know what this is. And then I had to come back because I had to clarify it. Because, again, I ain't going to feed you shit I wouldn't eat. I'm just saying, if I can't make sense of it, it's like, what the fuck? And then, get up this morning, we had our coffee. If y'all see the other episode, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not very long. Maybe 30 minutes or so. Anyhow, see? I was about to say this again. Somebody on some old shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think maybe that's why we want to talk about love and self today. Yeah. Love yourself enough to walk away. And we all done got caught up in relationships and trauma bonding and fucking soul contracts and all kind of shit where you feel like you can't move around, like you tied down. And it could be just in your mind. It always is, because in this day you got a choice. You get to move around. I wouldn't give a shit if you was married or not. It's called divorce. I'm not telling nobody to divorce their spouse. I'm not. You got to sit in your own spirit and come to what is good for you. And, because some people don't believe in that. They just don't. And it ain't for me to come against your belief system. It's just not. You take what resonates and you go and sit in your spirit and you let your spirit discern. My recommendation is that you do what your spirit say. That's it. Your spirit say, nope, we done thought about it, we done sat in it, we done been in counsel for quite a bit, and I'm clearly speaking to you saying, the fuck away from this shit. I'm just saying. Anywho. Y'all get that in there real good? Can you see that? When you focus on getting approval, releasing the need for validation. You don't have to pay for love. You don't. It's not transactional. It's not. The only thing that's transactional in giving love is you give it, you receive it. And you be very, very certain that you deserve it. You deserve to get back what you give. And that's just it. You giving out fuckery, then you deserve to get it. Like, it ain't no way around it. It's called karma and dharma, okay? What side are you on? Positive charge or negative charge? Where you at with it? And all of us come to transmute our karma, because all of us got a little bit. It ain't none of us perfect, because and look, it's just not. But I definitely hear the word Judas. Like, you got somebody around you weak that is just really not funny. They just really not. Because everybody got an op. Everybody. And if you a good person, like coming from that light, from that high vibrational, like that sympathy, empathy, looking to be understanding so that you can give compassion and operating on that in that diligence and committed type of way to learning and growing yourself, Ashe, and giving that out and just, being wise in your ways, getting to a point of mastery, mastering self, or you're going to have a whole lot of folks. They're going to come after you. And in this day and age, that's the thing to do, to get to good with you individually. And then you will give that out and you will receive that back. And we doing that as a collective, that's where we lack. Just saying. Folks give out a whole bunch of shit that they don't want back. Yeah, they do. They give out lies and deceit and fuckery and envy. Cheating and all of this nonsense. But let somebody cheat on you, you don't know what to do with yourself. Bruh say it all the time. They can go out there and have 3, 4, 5 women, as many as they can afford to have, or the ones that are taken for free, because a lot of them ain't paying for it. They just slinging schlongs, and it's just like, oh, that's good for me, Happy Meal status, church's chicken. Anywho. And then let your wife go out there and get her little side piece. You about to lose your damn mind. Oh, really? You can fuck my best friend, but I can't fuck yours? I'm just saying. Not saying that, Anywho, look, I just seen a video of this chick. She was like, so, me and my dude broke up, and how long should I wait until I be like, I'm trying to get at your man's, I say. Look, It happens. I'm just saying. Okay, but folks cannot receive. They can't get back what they give out. I say they just can't. Like you lying and scheming, and let somebody lie and scheme on you, you about to lose your mind like somebody done really wronged you. No, you just got back what you give out. It ain't gonna always come back to you the way that you gave it out. That shit gave some force, some velocity. I'm talking about you shoot it out and it's moving and it's gonna hit and it's gonna pick up energy from whoever it hit. And when that shit do the return, it's coming back at you. It's coming back magnified, boo. Magnified. It's gonna tear that ass up. And whoever that family was that was doing that to that person, oh, they gonna get it. They gonna get it. That's why you don't never have to worry about getting your lick back. Don't get into a rock or energy throwing match. Energy throwing match. We talked about that yesterday. Let go of the need to throw energy around. Because oftentimes we don't understand how we are yielding and wielding, how much energy we yield and how to wield it. Especially for most of us who are half studied. Because you got a whole bunch of people out here throwing around energy, doing spells and trying to conjure shit, and they don't know what the fuck they doing with it. They just don't. You done picked up one book or seen a couple of YouTube videos, and you done went down somewhere and did some whole shit, and now you don't have no idea what you done unleashed on your life and what it's going to do in it. Because anything you attempt to do onto another person, you already done did it to yourself. That's why Celie said, anything you do to me, already done to you. Until you do right by me, you fucked, boo. Just saying. When you focus on getting approval, releasing the need for validation. There is nothing more futile and more exhausting than trying to get everyone to like you. Just ain't gonna happen, boo. For one thing, it's impossible. But more importantly, it's counterproductive. Get you to like you. That's where your energy be at, right? If you put all your energy and investment on self and getting you to like you, I mean like truly your whole you, your alpha and your omega and everything in between. Everything that you've created, everything that you've birthed out of you. If you can come to good and come to part with that like zero, like I'm good with it, I accept it, and I can offer it all up, releasing releasing shame and judgment is what. Maybe somebody's name is James. If your name is James and you did some fuckery, the shit is coming back on you too, boo. I'm just saying. Alright. Till you do right by me, everything already done to you. I'm just saying. Come on, y'all. I'm just saying. Anywho, y'all, let's get it. When you adapt yourself to please the varied people you meet, when you inevitably, when you inevitably lose track of who you actually are, which means no one gets a chance to know you and form a genuine opinion. When you adapt yourself to please the varied people you meet, you inevitably lose track of who you are. You try to mend and mold yourself to meet the needs of other people, you lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you already done lost. Then nobody gets a chance to know you. You don't know you because you done lost yourself. You done lost your authenticity. You've lost who you are. And we all done been through it, my G. We all. I done been in relationships before where I have lost myself and put so much into other people and investing in them that I didn't invest in me. And when those people walked away from me and robbed me in a number of different ways, having to recover, it taught me the biggest lesson of my life. It was a part of my awakening journey, for real. Like, I can see what it is. But at the end of it, well, not the end of it because I'm still breathing. We still in it. But it's like, I offer it all up. Offer it all up to the source that made me and allowed myself to be remade. Allowed myself to be broken, to go through my awakening. To discover who I really am as a whole person. Like I have resolve. You know, I can persevere. I can do some things that I never even thought in terms of listening to the spirit and really hearing, tuning my ears so that I can hear the spirit lead me and guide me out of the mess that I didn't listen to myself in for the first place. Now, whether I was supposed to go through it or not, I went through it, so obviously it was meant. From my understanding, it was a soul contract in it. I wouldn't be who I am today had I not done it. I don't know what it would have took for me to really awaken. And now that I've gone through and I come through the other side, it's like, this is who your girl really was inside. Like, this was what it was. This is what it is. Tuh, what? I'm glad for it. Now I'm glad. And I joyfully offer all my learning up to the source that made me, because it made me see who I really am, who is really me, who is La T. Perhaps even worse, you end up feeling disingenuous every time you say something you don't really think, believe, or feel, which inevitably, but I can't say that word, but it's like tongue tied, inevitably chisels away your self respect. Even if you believe you're being a good person by agreeing, I was very agreeable. By agreeing, conceding, and censoring self, mute, don't. You might look for approval from other people because you want confirmation that you're good enough. Was I still seeking validation? Possibly. Undeniably. Source says yes. There was something about me that I did not accept. And because I didn't accept something about self, I allowed myself to be in a whole hot mess to show that part to me. What was it that I wasn't accepting? What did I accept in other people that I shouldn't have? It was something that was mirroring back to me. Maybe you don't trust your own thoughts and opinions. If you conceding to others, then maybe you don't trust your own. I believe that could have been a part of it. Maybe I didn't trust my own thoughts. Maybe I didn't trust my own spirit, saying move away from it. You don't need it. There's something better. There's something more for you. This is a test before the blessing. But I got wrapped in the test. And baby, when I say I got tested, to the point where I was ready to go take that everlasting rest. Oh yes. Anywho, so you look to others to back your decisions. Or perhaps it's just not about feeling loved, appreciated, and accepted. It could also be about avoiding the pain of rejection. Which stings even more if it confirms your worst fears about yourself. I'm not lovable. I'll never find another person. Nobody's going to come in and love me because I got too much baggage with me. I done been in jail. I done been locked up. I done did this into something, so and so and so what. I done been divorced 3 times. I got 2 kids. I got 3 kids and 4 dogs. You know, I done, whatever the case may be. Relationships out of obligation. Relationships out of fear. It's showing you something about you. According to German psychoanalyst Karen Horney, the need for approval relates to a fear of helplessness and abandonment. None of us wants to feel excluded, disregarded, or otherwise devalued. We all look for approval from others in some way or another, whether we consciously recognize it or not. It's how we gauge our performance in life. Comparison, competition, looking at others to see how you are performing. You know, oh, my friends, they 27, 28, and they married, and now I got to go get married too. They got 3 kids and a dog at 29, and that's what I'm supposed to have too. You know, or they 30 and they're a power couple and they got this X amount of bread and I'm supposed to have that too. Or I haven't really had a whole lot of successful relationships, so I just got to hold on to you. I done been through some shit, and if I let this go, then I'm gonna look like shit because I can't handle shit or I can't hold on to shit, and that's what people gonna think about it, and so now I'm gonna just sit in it. No. We look to our bosses to confirm we're doing a good job, our loved ones to ensure we're meeting their needs and expectations, and maybe even strangers to confirm that unbiased outsiders recognize our significance and our worth. That last one hit. Unbiased outsiders recognize our significance and our worth. Putting on for the gram. You don't even know them motherfuckers. Like, none of them. Most of them, right? And it's like you gotta have a look so that they think that you something based on how you look and what you got. What's on the outside. Ain't that, on that shit superficial as the fuck. Probably living beyond means and credit cards maxed out. I ain't gonna say I ain't never maxed man, I'm just saying. But it's just the point of why do we do the shit. Today is Freedom Day. It is freedom of your mindset. Get a whole different POV. You don't need to validate yourself for other people's approval. How do you feel about you, my G? I'm just saying. Anywho, let's get back into it. It's a natural crave. It's natural to crave some level of external feedback. It only becomes detrimental when we give it so much power that every criticism or negative assessment diminishes our self-esteem. Yeah. You get 1,000,000 followers on Instagram or TikTok and let 2-3 people say some funky shit and you and your feelings about it. And you don't even know them people. You don't even know them folks. But oftentimes it is the approval for people that's close. You really, wanting to feed them. And them the ones that's like biting and eating off of your energy. And it drains you, right? You want to make sure that everybody good. Person like I'm not saying that dads don't do it too. Happy Father's Day for all of you. But no, I'm saying, okay, think about the mothers that, just saying, using this as an example because this is usually where the character fits in the category. I ain't for putting folks in a box. So if it's, the opposite and you the dad and the man that does this, then there you go. But it's usually more of that feminine attribute that seeks to feed everybody's need and taking little for self, or they're the last one to be fed. I know when I was in relationship and married, my husband plate went first, we fed the kids, and then they sat down and I ate last. My plate was made last. And that's just what it was. And I know that's how I saw my mother do it. And it wasn't like he was deserving to have that type of service, but it's what she gave him. It's what I saw modeled. She made she buttered the toast, jelly, all that. That's what they did back then. And they was the last ones to eat. You feed the husband, you feed the kids, and they went last. Making sure everybody else's need was met. And I struggle with the same shit. It's a thing to change my POV to learn to feed me first. Or at the same time with everybody else, look, dinner is done, you better come make your plate. No, I'm just saying, I'm not like that. I'm just saying that. Look, depending on the dynamics of the relationship, it could be. Because, look, anywho, y'all, we don't know. We ain't even there anyway. Come on, let's get it. Unhealthy approval seeking can be difficult habit to break. I was just saying that. That's a difficult habit to break. I don't even know how I'm going to handle it. I don't. Yes, I have no clue how it's going to work out. The next time I get, whatever. Unhealthy approval seeking can be a difficult habit to break, especially since it's generally rooted in fear. But it is possible to place less weight on others people's perception and more weight on our own. That's what I was just trying to say. You better come, look, dinner ready. You better come get your plate. Just saying. With focus and effort, we can learn to value ourselves, whether other people validate us or not. Value yourself. Put the energy back into you. Invest into you. Exaltation of your own soul. Then that way you have something to truly give. You give out your whole self, your authentic self. You get a chance to know you. Others get a chance to really know you. And y'all connect over the real, boo. It ain't no superficial transactional type of shit. Like I'm doing this because I feel like I'm obligated. No. I do it because I generally want to. I generally love to do it. It gives me joy. It exalts my soul to do it for you, to support you. And as because if it exalts my soul to support you, then you ish look. I got to be supported too. Just saying. It's the giving and receiving. It's a cycle. It's a circle. Okay, come on. How can we stop fearing abandonment and rejection? How can we stop obsessing about other people's opinion? How can we stop fighting for the gram? Let's see. How can we feel more confident so we stop trying to manipulate how others see us and focus instead on who we want to be? Countless Tiny Buddha Guide to Loving Yourself contributors have addressed these issues on the site, sharing their experiences and insight. Some of those include... Dang, it just kind of went away. They left us hanging with the cliffhanger. We're going to have to jump into that. But we can say, one, rejection can reveal how we're rejecting ourselves. And we said that it shows something about you. Rejection from others can reveal how we are rejecting ourselves. Your task is not to seek love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. It's always introspective. Always on the inside. Always seeking within. It's not about you receiving love from others, genuine, authentic love from others. It is what barriers do you have within that's blocking it from coming in. Maybe one of the barriers is something that's preventing you from truly giving it out. Right? Is it based on modeling what you've seen from parents and generations before past, which we know that was not always the greatest? And I'm talking about society has shown us relationships that have not always been the greatest. I could say some shit that'll piss you off and make you move around. I don't believe that this text right here gives us all the information on what marriages are supposed to be like. I just don't. Say what you will. Whatever. The message is what the message is. Okay? This book has been translated over I don't know how many freaking times. There's so many versions of it. And when you couple it with other books that support it, you get a very different purview. You do. In this book, I found at least 2 different marriages. At least 2 that are pinnacle that I go back and reference quite a lot in my talks and discussions about relationships. First is Adam and Eve. Right? It's the story of how she was taken and made from Adam's rib, which to me is some bullshit, considering when you look up in Genesis 1 and 26 to 27, you will see that God, the source, had already made us both male and female and gave us a charge to go forth, to dominate, to subdue, to multiply, to replenish, right? We had a charge. We did. We both had a mission. We come here to do a work. We are counterparts. We support each other in the work. But that's not how it was represented in the story of Adam and Eve. It's not. Something totally different. Adam went to sleep. A rib was taken. Eve was presented like she didn't have a walk. Where's Eve's walk? Because we could see God and Adam walking together, and God, Adam and God being close and all of that. But here comes Eve, presented to Adam, and they don't talk about her walk. They don't talk about how she was developed. They don't talk about her relationship with the Most High. None of that. But if God made her and formed her and she was presented as a grown woman, then she had to have a walk, a journey, a gospel, but it's not represented in here. They sinned against God, and they say that the sin was that Eve felt mentally got confused and swayed by the snake and led Adam astray, and that was the sin. No, the sin was the fact that they were ashamed of what they did and they did not repent. They hid themselves. And they say Adam's sin was listening to the wife. And so the wife shouldn't be listened to because she doesn't know. Her mentality is not strong enough to know what's right and wrong. And that's bullshit. That's just my take on it. Real quick synopsis. We can get deep in it for discussion, but we're not going to. That's not the point. Second relationship that I go back to is Mary and Joseph. It's bullshit in that too. We'll talk about it just a little bit, just so you can kind of get what I'm putting down. Okay. So, Mary and Joseph came together. Joseph was told, this is going to be your wife. Yeah, she's going to be pregnant, but don't worry about it. It's the seed of the Lord. You guys are going to do a work together. You're going to birth the messenger. She's going to birth it. Mary was also told, you're going to be pregnant even though you hadn't known a man. And this man, Joseph, is going to be your husband. Together, you guys will raise the messenger. So, again, man and wife, husband and wife coming together, man and woman coming together in covenant, both being spoken to by the Most High God, by an angel of the Lord, telling Joseph, telling Eve, this is the job you're going to go forth and do. Now that I understand. Don't understand why Mary's gospel, again, is not here. Because the seed didn't come from Joseph. It came through Mary. Mary was the one that carried the gift. Mary was the one that carried the gospel. Mary was the one that carried the word, the living word, that which came to save the world. Why is her gospel not here? That seems like it would be pretty important to understand Mary's lineage, since Mary was the one that was chosen to bear the seed. She needed a ward, a caretaker, Joseph, to help her. So was Joseph the help me, or was Mary the help me? See what I'm saying? Why I got a whole problem with how they represent marriages here? So we had to do a whole lot more learning to supplement, because there was a whole bunch of stuff that was mentioned in here that just really wasn't well explained. It wasn't clear. It wasn't fleshed out. I needed more context. We're not going to dig down into it. I'm just saying that's just a touch. So if you're still with me, hang on in there. If you vibe, subscribe. If you care about it, share it out. Sharing is caring and get. If you want to come back on the daily and get the spell, hit the bell. They talk about seers in there too, so don't be feeling like I'm doing nothing wrong. Just say it. Got to get some more info. Open up our minds today. Mindset. Change things. So you may have had relationships taught to you in a certain kind of way. You may have seen them modeled to you in a certain kind of way and really don't understand how we're supposed to operate in relationships, Ashe. The first relationship, I say, is the relationship with you. How do you feel about you, my G? I'm just saying. What's going on your inside? Where are your own blockages at? Where do you feel like you need more growth at? Where do you feel like, do you have a good handle on who you are authentically? Completion. Something is complete. Close a door on some shit. But when one door closes, another one will open. And that 5 is a change. Change. Folks feeling left out. You done closed the door on me. You done changed and you ain't like how you used to be and shit is different. Look at this. Experiencing life as it comes. And look at that. That's another 5. Look at this boat. I feel like they on some faith for sure. Because either they going down a little tight corridor in this boat. And it's real, tight. I feel like they tight roping in that boat. Y'all see that? Either this is waterfalls on the side or something that you look like you don't want that boat to float off into. It's another 5. New beginning. I can't believe these 5s. That number, that 555. Angel number 555, calling us to change. In this new beginning and experiencing life as it comes, the drifter and the moon maiden. And this is 41 and 14, 5 in 2 different directions, I say. New beginnings, experiencing life as it comes in its completion. You know what I see? I see Alpha, I see now, life as it comes, and I see the completion, the Omega, from beginning to end. To take life as it comes. And what's the answer to it? It's a balancing act. To be able to balance. To balance self out. To balance you out. To determine your own polarity. Your own charge. We come into this every life cycle with karma. Karmatic debt to transmute from the cycle before. And depending on what your karmatic debt is what some of the experiences you will have in this life cycle. Calling them into self for learning, for growth, for edification. Everything is on to learning. Everything. And once we offer all of that learning up, like all of it, no judgment. It is what it is. This is what I've learned. This is what I've acquired. All of it, I offer it up to the source that made me. I will ask the source to receive me. And pray, repent for what I didn't know, offering all things up as a recompense. And I wait to be received. And then I wait for the source to get back onto me what I need. For my learning, for my development, for my maturity. It will make me strong. It will perfect me in the spirit because I do have a yoke on my shoulders and I have to be able to bear it. To learn what I need to do. To receive my spiritual tools. To know to ask for them. That's like having an inheritance, and you don't know that somebody left you something. It wasn't told to you from early birth, from through your childhood and growing up. You didn't know that you have an inheritance, to go ask for it, find my money too, somebody done left something to you. Somebody done got some money out there, so I'm just saying that didn't come up for nothing. You might want to use one of them find my money tools, and see just how your name ran it. See if somebody done left something to you. I feel like somebody done got something left to them. This in here, this one, yes. Limitless possibility. It's a possibility and that's a 6, give and take, giving and receiving, balancing the scales out. Somebody done got something left to them and you need to go check that out. I'm just saying. But like I was saying, to be in this lifetime is to balance things out, to balance out your energy, to balance out your polarity. And I'm going to talk in terms of a battery. Yeah, groupthink is affecting. How we think as a collective affects resourcefulness and intentionality is here. And we also see transpersonal. We see the karma wheel for luck and timing, the right timing. And then you want this one, okay. To dive in, to dig deep. It's something that you're supposed to do. But I see choices and consequences behind there too. Be careful on how you choose because it's going to come back to you. But we were talking about polarity and I was thinking about the batteries. One side has a negative side and one side has a positive. And I feel like in order to get to your highest height of positivity, positive charge, we need to be strengthened. We need to have that energy flow. You need to brighten up your lumens, right? Brighten yourself up. And how do you brighten yourself up? You brighten yourself up by receiving energy that you are having transmuted. And as you transmute that energy, you use it as the fuel. And as you use this fuel, you can lift. You can raise yourself up. That's the ascension. What do we use as fuel? Is those experiences. The experiences that come against us, that hurt us, that push us, that give us emotions. Whatever that emotion is. Whether the emotion is shame, whether it's fear, whether it's joy, whether it's glee, whether it is depression, whether it is anger, whether it's frustration, whether it is amazement, wonderment, worry, all of it. It all fuels you. It's all the same in terms of energetic fuel. Right? In my opinion, what's been given on to me, emotions clue us in to what's going on around thee. Something you feel depressed and something's depressing you. What is it? You need to deal with it. Look for solutions. Go within self to find a solution and act it out. Having faith that once you step out and you move in that direction, the universe is going to partner with you so that you can move, you can be safe. But do you believe? Or are you battling with disbelief? And even in your disbelief, it tells you what to work on in you. If you don't believe, then you need to work on your belief. Working on your faith. Why don't you believe? I don't believe I can move. I don't believe I can get away from this. I don't think I can come out of it. I can't make it without it. Why do you believe that? What has come against you to make you feel like that? For that to be your mindset. And then there's something in you that you need to change. You need to work to balance. So you can come out of that low place, use that energy of the experiences of your emotions, I say, to raise and lift yourself up and go forward so that you can ascend. Get into that positive polarity. Because this is all a balancing act. Your whole life experience is for you to balance shit out. To balance you out. To come to par with it. To accept your whole. Your alpha and your omega. And come to good with the whole thing. Polarity. Come to par with it. Like you just good. It is what it is. No praise onto self because you didn't make you. You didn't give yourself the answers. No, it's the intelligence that works within you, aka the word is baked in. And it will reveal the solution onto you. Reveal to you who you really, really are. Your true, authentic self. Your true you. Your real you. And when you get to good with your real you, to what? You talking about, you be like, shit. You show up real different. Oh, the space you take up is real different. You command your space. You know how to be responsible with your energy flow. You know that everybody don't just get it. Look, no. Boundaries. Oh, yeah. You know what you're willing to accept and what you're not. What you will allow and what you won't. You be like, to what? No. No. Go on, boo. Love you. And then you get so good with it, you ain't even trying to do no energetic battle. You ain't throwing energy rocks back. They threw one at you. Now you gonna return the energy rock, boo. Now y'all up in here in the energetic rock match? No. I'm shielded for whatever you come against me anyway. Why? Because I'm shielded on all sides from all foes. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. None. I am contained and sealed in the middle, in the holiest of holies, in the inner temple, in the sanctuary. That energy ain't coming into me no way. It's not. It's doing like this. Flowing over. Flowing past. And then they're going to get mad at you because they can't figure out how to get to you. You can't. You can't. And anything that comes my way, I offer it up to the source that made me. I ain't trying to get back. If anything, I'm doing the very best I can to tightrope this thing, to be on that balancing act and stay right there in my lane in that straight and narrow. Because I know that's what serves me, that exalts my soul. The source of us living, yes, it exalts that. Leaning into the master's joy. Because if the master delights in it, then I know what it's going to give on to me is way more than I could ever receive. Ever. I don't have room for all that. I'm going to overflow. It's going to spill, and then I'm spilling out goodness. Oh, yeah. I'm going to overflow. Plentiful. Overwhelmingly plentiful. You give that out, what you going to get back? The same. Like resonance. That which you vibrate with is what you will be cycling. What will be coming in and coming out. And I feel that infinity loop. You cycling it and it's cycling too. What you speak is what you will eat. What you sow is what you will reap. These ain't new concepts. But for some reason, people feel like that they can sit and sow deceit and receive good, sweet meat. It don't work like that. It's going to be rotten. It's going to be falling. And the fallen ones that will promise you that you can get away with it ain't going to do nothing but take you up to the mountaintop and drop your ass off of it. Be careful of what you do to others. Be careful how you devise against others. Why you are devising is the thing to look at. What in you is at a lack that you need to devise against others to get what they got off the sweat of somebody else's back? Yeah, no. You might want to think about that. You might want to do some balancing act with that shit. Because if you don't do it in this lifetime, you're going to wake up in another one and you're going to have to still deal with it. A whole nother contract. And you have no idea what's coming. Because again, that velocity is like to what? When it come back at you, that shit boomerang and come back. Because everybody out here just in energetic spiritual battles, just fighting, throwing spiritual rocks and energy at each other all day long. I get mad up to the source that made me. For thy father's will be done. Thy mother's will be done. The source, the Alpha and Omega, the will shall be done. The beginning, the completion, and the experience that's in between. I can't make this up, yo. I ain't never seen such a thing. Like, seriously. And right here on the top is the balancing act, and it's affected by the group think. Come on now with it. And don't realize that on the side with another 6, the giving and receiving, the equal give and receive, it's a limitless possibility. Are you curious about that? Because we've talked about one of these right here with the 6. That divine feminine, the cosmic womb, that which held the word, came to birth it onto the world to send a reminder of how to save ourselves. We ain't gonna jump into it. We ain't gonna get deep. We ain't gonna get deep. I'm saying, you stick around me long enough, I could say some shit that challenge your belief. But it's all for conversation. It's all for conversation. Understanding. We communicate for understanding. Leave me a comment if you ain't picking up what I'm putting down. If it's landing on you a little bit differently. If you having a problem with resonating. Because all of it's doing is helping us move out of stagnation. Because again, if we think that the ones that was oppressing us was going to give us every good word, then we sadly mistaken. And it's not just onto them, because we got to look at what they was running from. Persecution. Why did they come to the new land in the first place? Why were they called here? Why was it so attractive to them? They were facing persecution. And those who persecute or have been persecuted have a tendency to persecute. The hurt the hurt. Like it's just passing, spiritual rocks being thrown. Everybody out there doing the same shit, hurting each other. That which you ran from, you inflicted upon another. Not stopping to take the time to recover, to heal, so that you could see what was really in self and get real. Now we just living in virtual reality where everybody is just doing some fuck shit and nobody really knows their real self. It ain't no such thing as authenticity. The fates are here. Whatever is fated will be. The source, the Alpha, the Omega has spoken. And that word hasn't changed, G. And it's written on everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Everything. Everything in creation has a word on it and you can read it. Not just ones that was the little few that was given to you. Then when you really read them too, you will see that they not telling you the whole truth. Yeah, I said it. I love you. I love you just like I love me. Why? Because I love the whole source and all of creation that's with me. The word that's baked in. Woo, that perfect wise counselor that was given. That breath of life that's breathing. Woo, in this God body that animates me. What they shouldn't have did is never let me fuck around and find out who I really be. Yeah, because they was trying to stop that for a long time. Shit that's coming against you to take you out. And there we go. See what I'm saying? Another call coming to stop the message as soon as we really get going. But that's okay because we was wrapping up anyway. We had already got it out. So they was a little late on that. We love you. To the next now, y'all. With your girl, La T. Tears and We Tarot Show, where you show enough never know what you're going to get. Because this is Testimony into Tarot, Testimony United. To the next now, y'all.